Hello, today we're going to cover how to create a new Apple ID for use with the online schooling at West Mifflin Area School District. Start by clicking the Home button on your iPad, bringing you to the home screen. Next, find the Settings icon. It looks like a series of silver gears. Let's go ahead and click on it. Now in the top left corner, click into where it says Sign into your iPad. Okay, since we don't have an Apple ID, we're going to want to click the blue text where it says Don't have an Apple ID or forgot it. Click Create Apple ID. Now we enter our name. In this case, it'll be Test Student. If I could type. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and set a birth date in here, just an arbitrary number. Okay. Alright, so now the great question comes up. Do we use a personal email address or one issued by the district? I would always suggest using one by the district just because it's a lot easier for us to reset it if something goes wrong. So let's go ahead and do that. Your student's district email address will always be their student ID number at WMASD.org. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, great. Go ahead and hit next. Let's type a super memorable password here. So I'm going to type in super password 1 2 3 4 exclamation point. So super. Okay. Now here comes the fun part, putting our cell phone number into the system so that way it can give us a text message or phone call. And really it's whatever you prefer. So in this case I'm going to use the phone number for text. So it's going to be 412 426 5826. Okay, and we're going to opt to receive a text message because it's just easier. Wait for the text message to come in. Still hasn't come in yet. Okay, the text message verification isn't working. So I'm going to opt for a phone call instead. Okay, so the texting didn't work through that app, but the verification code by phone did work. So let's go ahead and agree to the terms, and we have to agree here. And that's pretty much it. At this point you have a functional Apple ID, so you can go into the web store, download all the applications that we need, and get started. It will take a little bit of time to sign into iCloud. That process always takes a minute or two. But at this point you can see the top left hand corner is turned into Test Student, and we have it enabled for. Next we're going to want to verify our email address for our Apple ID that we just created. Click on the Verify Your Email Address button directly under the Test Student icon. In this case it'll be the name of the Apple ID that you've created, but for me it's going to be Test Student. Go ahead and hit the send code button. It will send an email to your student's email address with this district. If you're using a private email address, you will need to check your private email address for the code that Apple sends us. So go ahead and press the send code button. Go ahead and press the home button at the center at the bottom of the iPad. Now, go to the Safari browser. It usually looks like a compass and is surrounded by a white square. Where it says search or enter website name, type portal.office.com and hit the go button. Here you will type the email address of your student. In this case, it'll be test student. Now we'll enter our student's password. You can stay signed in if you don't want to type your password every time, but for this instance, I'm going to say no. If you arrive at a screen similar to this, you'll want to find the Outlook icon. It always looks like a blue envelope with a white O. Go ahead and clear the welcome. You may have to tilt your iPad to the side as I did. Now you can go and verify your Apple identity. You'll see that there is a verification code. In this case, my code is 867309. Yours will be different. So go ahead and hit the home button again. Go back into settings. And if you have a hard time remembering it like I do, so it's 867309. 867309. Great. Now our Apple ID is completely set up and verified. We can now begin downloading apps off the App Store.